My name is Mark Peterson, and I teach biology, Biomed 2 AP seminar, and I'm lucky enough to teach AP research here at Benilde St. Margaret School. If you want to keep track of what's going on, just quickly, here's a shout out for some Twitter action. So it's at Red Knight Biomed. I post lots of pictures of what's going on in Biomed 2 and 3. So if you want to see what's happening in the classroom, that's a really good way to keep track of things. Anyway, the course is based on the College Board's QUEST format. So question, understand, analyze, synthesize, and then transmit information. Students used this format last year in Biomed 2 AP seminar, and they're just going to continue to use this format, but at a different level. A different degree of challenge, a different degree of thoroughness, a deep dive into really the capital R, a big R of research. So that's what AP research is all about. I talk to the students about this a lot. So this is Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, but it's a classic storyline that we find all over the place. And really, I really find this interesting that AP research is a lot like this. And so we start with the known, right? And we're jumping into the unknown. They're trying to find a gap in some field of research. And along the way, there are helpers, there are mentors, and at the bottom, for sure, there's an abyss. There will be the biblical wailing and gnashing of teeth at some point in time. But that's all about the journey. But eventually, they overcome, adapt and overcome, and then make it back into the known realm by the end of the year. And it's really an amazing hero's journey to watch these students go on that. I've had good conversations with many of them already, even before school has started. Okay, so what's the course about? Well, we start with a broad question, and one of the first things that we have to do is we have to drill down, and we really have to focus that question, really try to get it as specific as possible. And with that focused question, hopefully they spend some time over the summer reading and reading and reading, because that's where you're going to try to find that gap in knowledge. And hopefully taking some notes. Most of the students, I think, picked up a red book journal to jot some things down on over the course of the summer. Hopefully you saw that. It's summer. I'm not quite sure. I guess I'll find out here in a few days what's happening. And it's really to find a gap in information somewhere, which is a challenge. That's a huge challenge for anyone. And in particular for high school students. And so that the gap in research, the gap in knowledge is really what students are after. Eventually they're going to create an inquiry proposal form. So they're going to come up with a question and try to propose, like, here's how I think we can solve this. And so you'll hear students talking about that. In their research procedure, are they going to need an institutional review board? So I will ask all the students to go through this, and we have one here at school that we form kind of from time to time to help students really think hard about their questions. Many students, in fact, will tie in with an outside expert, whether it's at the University of Minnesota, St. Thomas. I had students a couple years ago that went up to University of Minnesota Duluth, did some work there. So their expert could be an industry. We had some students that were working with a light company studying the effects of blue light. And so really the experts, kind of up to them. And so hopefully tie into an expert, a helper, a mentor, right, on that hero's journey. And then what are they going to need? It has to be something feasible for a high school student to be able to do. So we're not going to mess around with radioactivity. We won't have any neurotoxins or anything like that in the building. And so it has to be kind of feasible for a high school student to do. And then the business of jumping into it. And there's some good failure that happens here when students are working. Science isn't as pretty as they'd like to believe, and they find that out really quickly, which is great. It really is. As challenging as it is, that's authentic science. They're going to come up with some data. They're going to analyze it. We'll talk about biostatistics and how to do that, so to double check to see if their information actually says what they think it does. And they'll come up with a conclusion or solution, and then eventually they'll take all of that process, all of that journey. My dates are all wrong here. I apologize for that. So the dates are not April 2nd, 2021. Oof, I'll fix this. I'll addendum this. Anyway, they're going to do a presentation, and they're going to do a presentation hopefully in front of you and their classmates and an expert that's going to be 15 to 20 minutes long. Quite a bit longer than the AP seminar presentation, but it's about their research. And then they're going to write a paper that's between 4,000 to 5,000 words. The upload date is May 2nd, 2022. I apologize this. I guess I forgot to update this slide. And it's really going to be an exciting time. We're going to have a couple of days where they're making their presentations in the cube. There are a couple of Saturdays in April after their papers are finished. And I'll get those dates to you once I finalize those with powers that be. Anyway, this is going to be a great experience, challenging, and the students are going to be amazing. I can't wait to hear what their questions are, and then eventually what their questions turn out to be, because it's often nothing similar to what they thought they were going to do. But anyway, based on their curiosity, it's going to be a great year in AP research here at Benilde St. Margaret's.